morning and welcome to Winnipeg. And yes, it really is pizza day today. And I got all my coffee cups in the right order now. We should have been using the Toronto Raptors yesterday. But it wasn't up there, and that was the problem. The pizza day was the next cup in order, and I grabbed it, and even though I knew it was Saturday, hey, I had the pizza cup in my hand. It's got to be pizza day, right? Okay, we'll have pizza a little later. I've been here at the model table, I'm guessing, for, a couple hours. I've got all the little pieces of, remember I had to have those 8 up leads? Well, I've got them glued in place, except for the very last one here. The very last one. And I'll move you in a little closer and show you how I've been doing it. I've been using the helping hands. We're not out of the woods yet. I've got to, I think maybe what I should do is bring you in and then you can see what I'm trying to talk about. I'll try and carefully recompose here. I got to be so careful that I don't knock my helping hands down onto the deck and bust something. Okay, just let me recompose, and today's episode will probably be short because I'm doing a lot of off-camera stuff, but we'll try and do a little bit of on-camera stuff. Maybe we might even get the macro lens stuck on. I think we'll have to when it comes to, cutting off the... Anyway, let's move in here. Okay, this is the very last line that you saw me hooking onto there a few minutes ago. And this is the way I've been doing it. I'll try and keep my hands in the field of view. You would sometimes swear that this easy line is a living creature, the way it flips around and so on. Okay, now what I would do is I would grab hold of it. Oh, careful, with the holder downer here. Okay, so we got it. Now put a little bit of tension on it here. Why is this falling off on me? Oh my goodness. That's the first time that's happened. Okay. I guess I didn't have it tight enough. Now I'm going to try and get it to a believable place along that line. You can tell it's touching on this line that's the closest to us. My reaches, I can't get that box closer, and I don't want to accidentally dump this over. I don't want this line too tight either. If it's too tight, then when I release it, it's going to sag the horizontal antenna. So let's just maybe go like this. That's kind of tight. I want it. Okay. No, that's not right either. Okay. I think that will be okay. And I don't want to have them. I didn't want to have all the lines coming up at the same angle. I wanted them to be different, which they basically are. Okay. Let's get this so it's... Okay, I think that will be all right. Now I'm going to slip the macro lens on so that we can move right in to this connection right here. And hopefully I'm going to be able to do this on camera. Okay, you should be able to see the connection in question here. It's the one right in the dead center of the screen. And I'm just sampling a little bit of the CA quick setting. And we're going to just try and touch it right on the connection. And this sometimes works well, and sometimes it doesn't work well at all. Sometimes if I can come in behind it. I'm going to sample a little bit more, try and get more on there because there's... There, I think I'm getting a little bit of a bead, you might say. Now that might be enough. That might be enough, but I can't really see it. What I like to do is actually be able to see a little connection going there. I think I can see it now. So if I can see it, for sure you can. Okay, now I'm going to get the curing agent here. And just very carefully just try and get it to wick its way along the line. Sometimes if I touch the connection, it will glue itself to Gabe's swab here. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's activated. Okay, now when I release this, it should stay hooked on. There we go. Now it pulled it down just a little bit further than I had hoped, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that right now. Now this is about ready to fall off again. Well, we're done with the holder downer anyway. Hopefully we're done with the holder downer. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're not out of the woods yet because all of these loose connections have to be cut off without breaking them off or accidentally cutting the horizontal line. Jeff Donahue was wondering, where are you going to store your bike if you get it, like the new motorcycle? Well, if you remember, I was originally talking about bringing it into the house like I do the scooter. However, the motorcycle is going to be just over twice as heavy as the scooter, and it's going to be just a little bit wider in the handlebars, so it's going to be a little harder to wrestle in and out the door. I did figure out how it could be done, but it is sort of a dangerous thing to be doing over and over again, and I can well imagine that eventually I would have an accident with it. Yeah, I was going to be bringing it up a heavy-duty ramp, if you remember, and get it into the house. However, I later came up with I gave up on that idea. Then I later came up with this idea, making a hard shell cover and out of plywood. And I've been thinking about this for quite a while now. And being as that Jeff asked yesterday, I thought, well, I might as well just show you what I'm thinking of doing here. Now, I'm going to be probably modifying this several times, but here is the idea. All right, I already know that the wheelbase on the motorcycle is approximately 160 inches. Now, we're talking inches now, not metric. And so we're 160 inches wheelbase, and I found a very good profile photograph of the Honda Rebel to give me the other dimensions. So this is what I've come up with here. And once again, this is just preliminary drawings. It's probably going to change a lot. And anyway, the idea is that I'll be making a hard shell cover like this, and when I tip it up, I'm imagining that the whole thing will probably weigh, if I make it out of plywood, I'm guessing 150 pounds maybe. Okay, so the idea is I can tip it up like this, and it will clear the motorcycle. Okay, so that's the idea. I know that the wheelbase, like from here to here, is a particular dimension, and if I draw everything else out proportionately, I should be able to figure out what size to make this. And yeah, anyway, you get the idea. That's what I'm thinking of doing now, Jeff, if you're watching. And maybe somebody else is interested too. Or maybe nobody gives a damn. Okay. Now, when I release this, it should stay hooked on. There we go. Now, it pulled it down just a little bit further than I had hoped, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that right now. Now, this is about ready to fall off again. Well, we're done with the holder downer anyway. Hopefully we're done with the holder downer. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we're not out of the woods yet, because all of these loose connections have to be cut off without breaking them off or accidentally cutting the horizontal line. Okay, let's give this a try here. Now, these are the scissors I bought 2-3 years ago. And if you will remember, probably not, but you'll notice that the bottom blade is a little bit, you might say, thinner than the top blade. The reason being is because what I did was I filed it down so that I can get it closer to, in this case it would be this line right here. Now let's just open it up just enough there. That's all I want. Now what can sometimes happen is that because the CA glue has, you might say, sort of crystallized, what can sometimes happen is it will fracture when you cut it and it'll break. But let's just give it a try here. Whoop. It slipped out. Ooh, I don't want to nip in the wrong place. It's not cutting. Maybe I'm going to have to get the helping hands back to hold this, to hold this up. Because what's happening is it's slipping out of the jaws. Yeah, I'm gonna hook the helping hands up. I was hoping I wouldn't have to use them, but I'm gonna, hold this line up so I kind of, yeah. Okay, we're gonna recompose here. Okay, we got it. But as you can see, we got this pesky little, you might call it a nub or something on the top here. We'll call that an insulator. If I try to remove that, for sure I'm probably going to end up breaking this line here. So I'm going to go ahead now and do the rest pretty much the same way and get them done. Okay, I don't know if I want to do any more rigging or not. I think I'm kind of rigged out. maybe a strand coming from the bridge up to something, but there's already all these antennas here. I notice one looks like it's a little bit bent. I think we basically got enough, being as where this ship is going to be positioned. By the way, it's the wrong way around. We should actually be looking at it from the other side, because that's the side we are going to view it in the case. Yeah. 12:48. Where did the day go? You know what time it is, right? maybe I'll cut it that way. Who says it has to be right side up? Okay, we're going to make 8 pieces out of this. Now hopefully this is going to hold together. Oh, look at all that chicken. Oh, this piece is kind of small. Maybe this one we'll have today. Mind you, they're all pretty close. Okay, let's get these in little bags, except for this one. We'll put this one in the microwave, heat it up, and the other pieces I'm going to put them in the freezer. Okay, let's get these in the freezer and this one in the microwave. Okay, so what we got going on here is, first of all, we got a bit of a soggy crust going on the bottom. That's alright, it's going to taste alright. But then we've got chicken, ground beef, olives, mushrooms, and quite a bit of mozzarella cheese. Now, maybe I didn't leave this long enough in the oven, but we'll soon find out here. I guess if we're not going to be doing any more rigging, the next step is the aircraft. We are so close to being done this. So let me zoom in a little bit here. Maybe the lighting isn't too good to be able to see these pieces, being as they're clear. I don't think I want to start on this today though. What do we got here? 1:27 in the afternoon. I'd probably have a few minutes, but I think I'm pretty well modeled out here today. So I'm going to call it quits. And thanks for watching, everybody. All being well, we're going to be seeing you tomorrow in the aircraft.